are with the Maniaco podcast, man, and we are blessed to bring to you Jake from Nutricartel, man, also Xtremis Cartel. Right, Jake?
Yes, sir.
Our first guest on the Maniaco podcast.
I've never met Jake, so what up, Jake?
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
The first time, man.
All right.
Yeah, this is good, man. I got a ton of people who hit me on YouTube, the community post that I made with questions and likes, and also on Instagram. So we'll hit some of these questions, but I just want to start it off here, man, because the longer I've been, this coming month in September, dude, will be 4 years since I've been on YouTube. And you would think that the longer I've been on YouTube, the more people that I would be connected with. And in fact, I have been doing the opposite. I've closed my circle throughout the time and really kept it tighter and tighter. And Jake is one of very few people that I freaking keep real tight with in this industry. And Jake, we become actually good friends, man. I don't think people know, but we talk like literally daily.
Yeah, every day.
Every day, man.
I don't even talk to you daily anymore.
But Jake, we talk daily, man. There's a lot for us to talk about, man. I mean, just to shoot the crap, but really, aside from our friendship, people don't really see what goes on behind the scenes with me. I mean, they see the content I make and stuff like that. But dude, me getting the supps and stuff, there's a lot of back and forth communication I do, and Jake Nutricartel, man, is the one supplement store now that I deal with, because people can go there and get freaking everything. I mean, everything, one-stop shop. I mean, you want transparent Labz now. You don't got, I mean, it's right there. I mean, whatever the heck you want, right there. So it's been a really great place for my viewers to go. And I could recommend 30 different things right there that are completely different kinds of supps, and Jake's got it. So that's why it's been freaking killer.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We got it all, man.
It's freaking
Anything, when
nuts.
you say something's good, I get it right away.
Well, so that's the other thing I was going to say, man, because a lot of people think that because I have a discount code, there's a bias that I have. And of course, there's an incentive for me to want to give positive reviews, because if I have a discount code and people use it, I'm freaking grateful and it's icing on the cake. But it really goes in the reverse order that people think. People think that Jake probably sends me products and I review it and want to give it a good review because Jake sent it, when in fact I hit Jake up and I'm like, yo, Jake, there's freaking a sick product I got. I really want you to carry it before the review. And so it goes really in reverse order a lot of the times. So, I make sure I'm the one who likes them, and then I tell Jake grab them if they're good. So people don't really know how, the behind the scenes thing with it, that there's a lot that goes into this, man.
And there's sometimes you tell me not to pick it up. So there's also that, because it's trash.
Yeah, I'll freaking be like, I'll be like, a supplement company sent me this. Do not pick it up till I run it. And then I'll run it and I'll be like, nah, it doesn't have anything good in it. Don't pick it up, or whatever, or it doesn't hit like the label suggests or whatever. So, that's the people on Reddit, man, who are always talking that junk, I don't trust anyone with a discount code and this and that and that. So, but, yeah, man. And, so let's talk about a few things, man. You got anything on your mind, Jake?
No, I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy, we're going to make this night awesome.
Yeah. So a few of the questions that I got that could bring us into conversation here is Stephanie actually asked me a question. My girlfriend, she wanted me, so I figured I'd give her the first question. It says, what's the biggest competition for Jake? And what does Jake see that my biggest competition is in the industry?
Oh my goodness. So what's my biggest competition and what's yours?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you really have competition. I'm gonna do the easy one first. You don't really have competition, dude.
No?
Because you know what I mean, like you bring so much personality to your videos. They're super entertaining. You know what I mean? That's all I see in the comments is people talking about how entertaining it is. You're relatable, and you do more than reviews. You know what I mean? Because I'll watch your workout videos when you talk about like getting shredded for the summer. People care about that, and then when you talk about addiction and stuff, there's so much extra you bring to just reviewing supplements. I don't think you have quote unquote competition.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I would have said that, like TJ was the other guy who was real big,
Yeah.
and he hasn't really been active on there,
Yeah.
Once in a great while he'll drop something. So yeah, it doesn't feel like it feels like it's all love for the most part anyway. I mean, it doesn't feel competitive on there, but no, I don't feel like I'm competing against anyone. Just kind of do my own thing. But how about you? Well, who do you see? Do you have? Is it supplement stores you feel like you're competing against, or do you feel any competition?
Sometimes, but I think I listen to the customers
Yeah.
and what's most important to them. So, and I just try, like customer service has to be A1. I feel like I'm doing better. Like, for example, when I'm in the scene, right? I've been here for 5 years in the supplement space, like retail. So everyone is obviously, I'm the one breaking into the space. So everyone views me as competition. I view people that have been in here longer like peers, kind of. Because I mean, unless they really fuck up, there's no way I'm gonna catch up to these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they got to drop the ball big time. So I view them as, like I kind of look up to some supplement stores, even local. There's a 5 Star Nutrition. Um, I don't really view them as competition. They don't really view me as competition. At least I don't think. They have their own like system of how they sell stuff in their store. Like for me to help my customers, for example, right? For me to help my customers, if they're leaving 5 Star to come to me, I got an in-body machine. That's something they offer there. So I offer that here too. I don't want people, when people support me anywhere, I don't want them to go out of pocket, like to pay extra money. I don't want them to lose an experience to support me. So, like with the shipping, you know what I mean? We try our best to do priority shipping. We try the same day or next day shipping. We're setting up, I just bought a Mac Mini for customer service. So things could be way faster. If we're missing an item, they can email them right away. Instead of like me looking at it, me emailing, you know what I mean? So we're building stronger systems um, to give a better service. And of course, like what you said earlier, product. I feel like we have a really strong selection, and it's going to keep growing. So,
You have
You're
a
out of
huge.
where are you out of?
Warner Robins, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have like a storefront where people will walk into too, or is it just for shipping out?
Yeah, so we're in a big building right now. It's kind of 50-50.
Okay.
I'd say like 6,000 square feet is retail. And
Dude, it's
the
freaking huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
overall, it's
Really?
a 10,000 square foot facility. And
Gotcha.
yeah, and the other ones, like there's a couple rooms back there for shipping. Um, and there's just tables all in the back, and you know what I mean. When they're
Yeah.
picking orders, they walk in them through the store sometimes, but there's like an area designated for like overstock. So
Got it.
yeah, so ideally they pick from the back, but we got a whole storefront.
Is there any product that you wish you had, but for, I mean, whether it's, I don't know, legalities or certain things that you can't get your hands on it? Yeah.
Well, right away, not really legality. It's just how they're doing business.
Right.
Ghost.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
That
so
would be the big one.
huge. And some people, they asked me, like my employee the other day, he asked me, I give my employees like a big discount.
Right.
So they're pretty much getting it at cost when they're buying stuff.
Mhm.
Because I'm not paying $25 an hour. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I try to help them any way I can. And they're asking me, hey, what's a really good cookies and cream protein that actually tastes like Oreos. And then he went back full circle and he's like, well, I know Ghost has it, but I want to know here because you know what I mean, we got that awesome discount. And I was like, dude, I don't know, honestly, I don't want to disappoint you. You might have to go with that Ghost. So Ghost is a big one, man, because that's
come on, dude. There's some fire cookie and cream you got, dog. That Panda hitter.
Now, is
You
that
got
Oreo though? I was actually meaning to text you. Is that actually Oreo tasting?
He doesn't know. He can't taste anything.
It's freaking good, dude. It's freaking good, dude. It's a good cookies and cream. Is it real Oreo? Yeah, because they have the actual brand name Oreo. Is that why? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost.
My brother had an Oreo Ghost. He said, this is nasty. He gave it to me.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah. He had a whole tub of it. Said, I don't like this. I thought it was delicious, dude.
And I love it. Yeah.
Full Oreo pieces in that hitter, man.
Right.
Okay.
Apparel makes a good freaking one with full Oreo pieces. They're ISO blast.
You're right. Yeah, I forgot
you carry that.
Yep.
I don't know, Jake. Sometimes I see your stories, bro, and I think I know more about your inventory than you do, man. Sometimes I'm like, people ask you about stuff, and I'm like, no, man, you got that one. You got that one.
Yeah,
you know?
you tell me a lot. You message me a lot,
yeah.
What is it about Ghost that makes it so you can't, or so that it's not good for you to have, or that you can't have it? What is the deal with it?
So right now, the way they started is like they're direct to customer, and it's like every once in a while I think about this stuff. But they were selling to GNC, and then they opened it up to Vitamin Shop like 2 years ago, and then now they're opening up to they're in Walmart,
aren't they? Yeah,
they're in a couple of stores like Sportswear, Sports Authority. They opened up to mom and pop shops, but you got to have 5 or more stores for them to consider you.
Gotcha.
So I mean, it kind of, that's another aspect. Just stuff I think about all the time is like, should I open another store? Because there's a lot of old heads in this space that, I mean, you could be killing it online, but they either see it as a competition or they just don't respect it. They respect like real estate. So
yeah, there's a lot of supplement shops I've talked to, and I know you have a leg up because I'll be like, hey man, do you wholesale? And they'll say, well, only to brick and mortar, and you can carry that. You have, it's you and your wife, right?
Yes.
It's the two of you. Yeah, man. I cringe when people are like, yeah, man, I got this supplement off GNC, or I went, and I'm like, come on, man, go support my boy at Nutricartel, man. Don't go to GNC, go support a local mom and pop shop. It's for a good cause. COVID put me up on, like the importance of supporting small business and stuff, man. I really think it's important to give your money to a small business if you have the option.
Yeah. A lot of small businesses, they died during COVID. They died.
But dude, your pricing's competitive. I mean, I mean, what do you got to go if you're going online on Nutricartel? What is it for free shipping?
$60.
$60, you get free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's nice. Yeah. So here's a question I got for you personally. So you also have, I mean, one of my favorite supplement companies ever, Xtremis Cartel. Do you feel like there's a part of you that doesn't want to push it too hard because you think that it's like a conflict or something? Do you feel like I don't like I really want to push my stuff, but I don't want to put it down people's throats and stuff?
All the time, man. I actually feel like sometimes, because a lot of times I don't talk about my products. You got to admit, a lot of times I talk about other people's stuff. And that's kind of by design because I kind of feel like it's disrespectful, because I started with Xtremis Cartel in 2017. First it was ASC supplements, and then in 2019, me trying to sell to my friends, because that's how everyone kind of starts. If you don't have a plan, you try to sell your stuff to your friends. And I was shoving it down their throats, and sometimes the product wouldn't be for them. And I learned kind of hard early on that there's so much product out there. You know what I mean? I started recommending people other product. Like if it wasn't hitting hard enough, I recommend X product. So that's why I started Nutricartel, because have a place where they could find everything. If someone needed a pre-workout, like a buddy of mine, he wanted to train on WADA compliant products. You know, someone else wanted no artificial anything. You know what I mean? So like that's Transparent Labs, right? I shouldn't have to feel like I should lie to make my product fit their needs. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what I feel like some brand owners, they get into that cycle of they have to push their product because that's all the product they have to sell. And
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like it was like too disingenuous, you know. Just you know, so out of respect, I do my best to talk more about other people's stuff. Just because, you know, I don't want people to feel like it's a bait and switch operation. You know, I just want to be a good place where you can find whatever you need. I ship same or next day, and you know, you get reward points, discount codes. So that's what I try to be at Nutricartel.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. And then, you know, as far as Xtremis goes, dude, like you're the number one company that I can think of. I can't think of anybody who's done a better job of reformulating to do what you did and freaking crushed it and made the reformulation better than the last.
I appreciate you, man.
Dude, that El Jefe so much sicker than it was. So much sicker. I mean, you did a great job, man. Freaking sick. And that might be besides my own pre, you know, that might be the one that I've recommended the most, man, over the last since you dropped it. And that boy hits. I gave my brother some. He's like, yeah, this one you got to keep in your rotation, man. A good sense of urgency. Yeah.
I got to send you guys this one. I was just testing out some ShipStation stuff, but this flavor is really good. I know you can still taste, right, Shelby?
I can taste
buds.
I can taste too, bro.
This one you guys try.
Lift that up. Lift that up if you can.
Oh, what? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue Raz Candy.
Dude,
okay. This one's fire, dude.
Sweet.
Yeah, this took like 3 months to get right, but this one's good.
I've been on a 2-week caffeine break, so whenever I break that, actually, Ari and I are going to hit it on High Stim Saturday tomorrow. It's probably going to be a nice hit for me because I haven't had any caffeine in 2 weeks, so anything is going to push me, which is going to be awesome. Yeah,
that's going to light you up.
Dude, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Speaking of High Stim Saturday, man, how do you feel about that's kind of been a movement now, huh? High Stim Saturday?
It's been freaking sick, dude. Yeah. A lot of people have adopted the lifestyle.
Yeah. High Stim Saturday, Mid Stim Sunday. You've revolutionized
Friday. Fat Burner Friday, High Stim Saturday. Yeah, man. People are on it, man. It's been kind of a cool thing because it gives people like, you know, an opportunity to practice some restriction during the week and save their craziness for the Saturday or whatever. You know, it's like it's good. It just kind of goes, you know.
Yeah.
And we enjoy it, man. We enjoy it. And so how difficult is it, like when you were formulating the new El Jefe, how much thought goes into that?
A lot, man. You know, we went through all the products, even Demonio too. And I know, you know, whenever I text you and I send you samples and I'm like, hey, dude, how was it? You know, I'm all up on everybody's business. Whenever I ask them, like, hey, how was it? You know, I pull out the old formula and I'm like, how different did it feel? You know, what did you like on this one? What gaps can I fill? I try to keep the product like Demonio Jefe. I try to keep like the results kind of similar. Like people wanted this for energy and focus. I try to keep it like the same, you know, like they're going to get the same end result with different ingredients. It won't be 100% the same experience, but it's going to be similar. That's what I try to do. Keep it as similar as possible.
Right. Well, both of them have been upgrades. The El Jefe, the Guerrilla, and the Demonio have all three been upgrades. And I don't know, man. It just seems like a big part of that. Not only the formula, but the sourcing of the ingredients feels like it's just whomever you got concocting it, man, just has the good stuff. And that was one of the other questions I got. Somebody asked me. They said, "I'll tell you right here." It was actually a good question. It said, "How come why do some pre's have efficacious dosages and still fall flat? You know,
Someone actually asked me that today, but I was talking about a product, and they're like, "Dude, that one didn't hit for me, but I tried something else and it hit stronger."
right.
I guess I'll say so. Like someone I was talking about, Rect. We got the new pineapple flavor in pina
Mhm.
colada, and someone was like, "Hey, dude, that one didn't hit for me, but I took Superhuman Extreme, the new version, and it hit way harder." And he was like, "Why is that?" Um, there's a couple reasons, like batch to batch, some things could be different. Um, there's a couple pre-workouts you and me talk about that, like, you know what I mean? One flavor is whack, and then one flavor hits great. That's part of it. Like if a brand is not testing their stuff, because like sometimes I show you, like we test all our products and stuff. If a brand's not testing their stuff, or if they're working with a shady manufacturer, you could be getting the razzle dazzle. Contract manufacturers, they know too, like when a brand might not be testing their product, and they might deliberately leave a thing out of there just to increase their profit margin.
Yeah, without saying names or putting them on blast, I was
I guess.
just recently told that there's a manufacturer that could very well be putting yohimbine hydrochloride in instead of alpha yo, where people are paying for alpha yo.
Yep,
Or a
that
certain
is.
percent of how cheap yohimbine hydrochloride is compared to alpha yo. And that would make sense based on some of the experiences I've had with these, products from said manufacturer.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's one main dude. I'm blessed because I'm here in Georgia, right? And over the
Mhm.
years, I've built strong relationships. So I'll hear all the gossip and the drama between, like, down. I can drive 2 hours and I'll hit like 12 manufacturers, and they produce all the pre workouts you like. A lot of people like, and they also produce like other labs down there. They'll produce the stuff that you'll say is bunk. So I try to warn some people without directly naming manufacturers, but there's some, what I mean, they're trying to make it out of a shack, they're trying to get out the ghetto, and what I mean, that's their definition of doing what they have to do is like putting yohimbine HCl instead of alpha yo, or filling the tub with maltodextrin instead of citrulline, you know what I mean, or half creatine, half something else. These are real examples. I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Baking
it's
soda.
funny because the longer I've been doing this now, the more you just realize the supplement industry is just like the wild, wild west. It's just like the craziest things you could think of can happen. And it's like, and these are products you're ingesting. So it's just crazy to think of just how reckless some people are if you're not testing or really have a manufacturer that's trustworthy or whatever.
Yes.
A lot of people, just like the average person, Joe at the gym, probably thinks the supplement companies make the supplements.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they don't know that there's a whole process where very few supplement companies do their own manufacturing.
But if the FDA, like you say, Wild Wild West, if they focused on manufacturers, it would eliminate so many of the issues we see. Because brands aren't asking like, "Hey, cheat my customer." You know what I mean? They're not saying, "Hey, I'm gonna, put maltodextrin instead of citrulline or something like that." You know what I mean?
No, I
It's
agree.
them.
But when I review a product and it's garbage, I'm like, this person paid a manufacturer he wasn't trying to do us dirty. He
Yeah.
got done dirty. The
Yeah.
supplement brand got screwed, paying a manufacturer,
Yes.
a
So
lot.
it's unfortunate, and some of these guys, they get like a legit certification. You think it's trustworthy? It's just crazy stuff, man. You know what I mean? We can go
Yeah.
down a rabbit hole, but
No, there's a lot to it. And you know a lot about it. Somebody else asked me, what is your take on clean pre's like transparent Labz versus, I don't know if dirty is the word, but pre's with like dyes and sucralose and stuff. Do you have an opinion on that? I mean,
I don't think like the Red 40 and all that stuff, all those dyes. I think it's just kind of like people need to talk about stuff to blow up, and some certain influencers have been trying to talk about that to cement their position in a space. Long story short, I just think it's not that harmful as even those studies. I think they're coming out the UK that talk about like how dangerous Red 40 is or whatever. There's problems with that study. So I don't really think it's that big of a deal.
Well, there's problems with a lot of studies. Yeah, people
Yeah.
just say, "Oh, I saw a study," and there's a lot that goes into a freaking study. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, and a lot of them are flawed, and some of them. So if pre-workouts were, I mean, it would be pretty difficult to have uh pre like the pre-workouts we like, especially like Stim Junkie pre's or whatever, without sucralose would be what, just horrific to freaking drink.
Yeah.
I've drank plenty of them, it seems, then, because I've had some tough
Those
pre-workouts.
have sucralose. Imagine if they didn't.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they have.
Bro,
I think I got one of those bad batches that didn't have sucralose.
bro, remember when I was like, oh, the hef, I want to try to make it taste better? And I went to the manufacturer, and like me and my wife were there, and they like laid out all the ingredients, and we like tried it. You know, Araya tastes like ass. Literally, like you're tongue punching an asshole. You know, the beta PEA tastes terrible. So I mean, there's no way. Even with all the sucralose and stuff, some of the flavors don't taste that good.
No.
There's no.
No, they're hard to mask.
Yeah, there's
They're
no
hard
way.
to mask.
No, there's no way.
Yeah. So here's a question. What is your worst selling item and the best selling item you carry?
I think in general, pre-workouts are the most popular.
Any specific brand or pre?
Dark Labz. Dark Labz is solid. Even the Crack Daily. Crack Daily flies. Crack Daily sells a lot.
I just bought a tub of it. I'll let you try some, Shelby. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good pre.
Yeah, and
how many milligrams of caffeine is in that one?
4?
I think so. 350 or something like that.
Yeah,
and that's daily.
It's crack daily.
Yeah,
right.
the crack
other
spin.
crack, yeah, that's great.
There's nothing crazy in it where you would feel like guilty about taking it like 3 or 4 days a week, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the worst selling, I'd probably say vegan protein.
Yeah, but it's
That
good
shit,
to have.
that shit don't move, man. That shit don't
No.
move. Nuh-uh, that shit don't move. It looks at me every day. I walk past it. It pisses me off. It pisses me off.
What's the shelf life for that stuff?
2 years, and some will expire. And it's like, oh my god.
So what does that
Sometimes
end
I'll
up
give it
in
away.
your clearance? Oh, you give it away?
Yeah, like sometimes I'll do like, hey, spend $150 and you'll get a free item. We'll set some pre-workouts in the back. Like if someone buys a bunch of protein, I'll be like, hey, just throw in a tub of the vegan, see if they like it.
I'm going to tell you right now, you don't carry this, but me and my brother have bought out of pocket vegan protein from GAT.
Terrible.
No, false. Opposite.
Oh, it was good?
It's the most amazing freaking thing. They have the same manufacturer as Old School Labz, who has a vegan. It is better than 90% of whey proteins I've had. You can't believe it. It's
what
like
flavor? What flavor was this?
Banana nut muffin.
Banana nut bread.
Banana nut bread.
There's a Nutella something, and there's an oatmeal cream pie from Old School Labz, and they are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Why, you had them?
Uh-huh.
You had them and you thought they were bad.
No, I think I went to the Olympia last year. It was in Vegas. Yeah. It was in Florida. And I was talking to the people at GAT, and I think they gave me a lemon pie one.
Mm.
And that maybe it was, I don't know, man, but that shit was terrible.
This stuff is not. This stuff, this stuff is ridiculous. Yeah, the vegan proteins are hard to. They're hard to get right, man. That freaking. I'm actually cracking open the another ISO cartel. I'm gonna do like a vanilla or a chocolate, and
the chocolate's really good.
I'll run that one. Yeah, I like that. So let's see here. So the process. So as far as the process for formulating,
what do you drink it? What are you drinking on, Jake?
Oh, this is Bum Energy. 100 caffeine.
You carry those too?
Yeah.
Those types of drinks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you carry Ghost Energy or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that new Welch's, but we'll see.
The new Welch's?
Yeah, they got a Welch's great collab.
So they do these collabs, and I'm sure they taste incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them, yeah.
Shelby, you should hear how Jake's stim breaks go, bro. his stim break's about 400 caffeine a day, 400 milligrams as a stim break.
That's an off day of
That's
caffeine.
the stim break.
No other
Wow.
stimulants. I'm trying to.
Oh, that's really good. Wait, so when you go on your peaks, like what do they look like when you're up there?
Man, I mean, nowadays maybe like 800,
Wow.
800.
Are those mostly from energy drinks, or you do a lot of taste testing for supplements though and stuff, right? So
Well, like testing our stuff when we get samples, because I'll take a pre-workout, so that's like 400, and all the other crazy stims. Some days I'll take crack, some days I'll take half, whatever. And then when I get samples in, I'll taste test the samples, and sometimes I'm really lit up, and then I'll take like 2 energy drinks a day. So,
wow.
Yeah.
We knew somebody, right, Ar, that used to drink like 1,000, 1,200.
Opperman.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Opperman used to tell me drink 1,000 easy a day and stuff. Just energy drinks all day. It's just that I just am scared, especially as a reviewer. I just feel like I have to give. Right. I can't give a proper review if I don't feel the products. It's like I want to give a good, and I could still take a daily. I mean, a real daily, 200 milligrams, and feel great. I mean, it still works for me.
Yeah, for you in your position, I would say your breaks are necessary, but for me, I don't get a lot of sleep, and you know what I mean. I need to.
Is that the chicken or the egg, Jake?
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Is that the chicken or the egg?
I don't know, man. It might be both. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, you
must have wicked withdrawals from it. I mean, do you ever like how far into a day can you get without having, or do you even mess with that ever?
I haven't, man. Well, I'll tell you, the stim break I took the other day, I was trying to just sip on 2 of these a day for a week, so it was 200 caffeine. So I'm getting there, but
okay, it's a work in progress.
Are those good?
But like I've been trying to wake up earlier. GGH knows my problem, but I've been trying to wake up like at 10, 11, which is early. It's late, but it's early for me. So I take pre-workout before I come to work. So I take pre-workout, I go work out, and then I just focus on work.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
are you pumping at the store?
Yeah, we have a gym in the back, but I try to work out. I try to do a little bit of marketing. I just work out in my shirt. It gets eyeballs, man. Believe it or not, it gets eyeballs.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So is that bum good? That energy drink?
Yeah, the snow cone. A lot of their flavors are bangers, man. And we got a new one today. It kind of tastes like alcohol. It's kind of weird. A blueberry lemonade. It's like you're drinking a rum punch. That like really strong, but
does it advertise that it's supposed to taste like that? Oh
no,
wouldn't be a bad marketing.
Yeah, but it tastes good. But the snow cone, the root beer, and the Champion's Mentality, they're like the best flavors.
Jake, I got a question here. So somebody asked, what do I think are the newest ingredients or supplement categories that are hot right now?
Okay.
And I can answer what I see is hot with a lot, and I might just be hip to it now.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of hydration supplements are big right now.
Yeah, hydration, liquid glycerol. Liquid glycerol is a big one. And then like protein flavors, like Campfire S'mores is blowing up. Every brand's coming out with Campfire S'mores now.
Yeah. A lot of inclusions in the proteins.
Yes, a lot of inclusions, crazy flavors. That's what I see the most. Like what you said, hydration, liquid glycerol. Those are things that are coming out a lot.
I'm enjoying the hydration subs, and I'm actually really liking pump pills. I used to not like pump pills. But now I really like how light they are and how they don't really. You could throw them on anything, and it won't really screw the synergy up of the experience or weigh you down or anything. It's kind of nice.
That's what a lot of people here say in store. When they want something light in the stomach, we get them the pump pills.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And what do you think of the clear proteins? Do you think is there any difference? I mean, are they lighter?
I don't know, man. I think I mean, I guess it's a trend. I don't know. That's another thing that's kind of like going like blowing up a little bit, but I just don't see, like, that's another thing that kind of just sits around. You know, it'll sell, but it won't be a fast mover. You
Right.
know, I think it's for the people that don't want the dairy flavors, like they just want blue raz or something. The only one that really does it right, in my opinion, right now is I haven't tried Apollin's, but I've tried Core. Their hydrate, their ISO, they're clear. They have like cotton candy collabs.
Yeah.
Those are really good.
I tried a Mike and Ike, I think from My Protein or something. It was fire.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
Did it foam up?
Yeah.
That's a big problem. I don't know why people don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. Up. It's like dude, it doesn't matter if it foams up for 2 minutes, but that's the big complaint.
It foamed up. It didn't bother me, but it's only like 90 calories as opposed to like 120 or 130.
That's another thing too.
Yeah. So it's lighter. So what do you think as far as like the ingredients right now? You know, like a lot of the, I don't know, dude, like illicit pre's or whatever you want to call them are being reformulated and stuff. And people are doing kind of some cookie cutter, you know, formulas to get out of them, you know, Araya, Alpha Yo, you know what I mean? Like, do you find that any of the ingredients that are actually like really solid that you're seeing that like some like denbromium or L-Dopa or anything like that?
Not, you know, Araya, good source to Araya for sure. Araya, you know, the N-phenethyl-methylamine citrate, the beta PEA is another one. Alpha Yo, if you know what I mean, if you're not getting bamboozled, that's always solid. But you know, some of these other ones like dendrobium and I don't really think you know, I'll ask manufacturers. I'll be like, hey man, you know what I mean? Like the ones I trust, or even like my real good quality assurance friends, like, cause I got friends in manufacturer spots that are quality assurance. So they vet the ingredients, like they do all this stuff for them. And I'm like, hey, what's your opinion on, you know, dendrobium? Like why is X company using it? And he's like, oh, it's just for marketing. You know, it doesn't have anything special in it.
Right.
Or I'll ask them straight up and be like, hey man, are they like, you know, are they lying on the label? Like, are they putting X in here instead of Y? And they're like, no. So,
yeah. So when it came to making like the new hef, do you just take out like a blank sheet of paper and just start from scratch and think of all the ingredients you want in there? Or how does that start? I mean, how does the process for you formulating that freaking monster or Sicario or whatever? Like for me to make Maniaco, it was 7 ingredients. I mean, it wasn't like a big brain buster for me. It wasn't like, I'm like, here's these 7 ingredients I'd personally want to buy. But like your formulas are freaking loaded. So like, where do you start? Is it a blank slate?
Kind of. A lot of times I'll put down different versions of formulas. Just like if like, you know, for example, if I had like an ingredient that was going to be banned, if I heard rumors that ingredient was like, for example, let's say Alpha Yo, right? Probably won't be banned, but let's say, right, like one day they ban it. It's on, not banned, but it's on that advisory list that it may not be a dietary ingredient or it's nephrine HCl. I would look at alternatives, you know what I mean? I'd make other formulas, and like I said, to keep that thing in mind, like El Jefe it is a high stim pre-workout, you know? For stim heads, they want mood elevation, you know, they want that aggressive energy, they want to pump. So I keep those things in mind when I think of what to put in the formula.
I picture like Will Hunting doing a bunch of work on the blackboard to figure out these formulas. You know,
that the HEF formula that's you know, out and about, that's actually 2.7. So there were 7 variations.
Oh yeah.
You know, we got to that one.
You were thinking of that. I was thinking of him like writing songs. Like here's a song I wrote that I'm like putting away for later, and like he's got all these songs written for
both artistry.
Yeah, let me ask you this. That Sicario was good, huh?
So freaking good. I was telling Shelby about it tonight. I'm going to give him some because he's on a stim break. And, I gave him some bare knuckle that I had a week or 2 ago. He said it made him a little nauseous for a minute. I don't know why.
Maybe a heavy scoop. Maybe the scoop's too heavy for you.
It is like a
28
28.
It's a 28. It's a 28 gram.
What is
Yeah.
Sicario?
30, 35.
30.
I think it's 35. Yeah. So.
Dude,
I'll sip it.
it tastes freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll take it right down. Honestly,
It's a great pre, dude. I felt like focused and good for stim free. You feel like you're getting the pre-workout experience.
Nice.
I mean,
and that was a big thing, like reformulating Sicario. I was thinking more about like focus more on the non-stim aspect because there's so many great like pump formulas. So obviously, like, increase the citrulline, talk to the nitrate guy, but like, what's the max amount I could put? Because it yields more nitrates now than it did before. Because betaine nitrate yields 35% nitrates, so it's a split of 2 and 2 grams. But with that specific split, you're getting a lot more active nitrates. And the focus is what I really tried, and that 5 grams of tyrosine I think is responsible for that, and the Alcar, a lot of the mood elevation.
Dude, I was in like a great mood pumping iron stim free on that. Like 100% without a doubt. I'm like, I feel great right now, dude. Like, I just feel good.
And flavor is something I like look more at now, because like when I made the hef, I didn't, I was like, oh, people will tolerate this. But some of those flavors did not come out. There's some deviations, you know what I mean? Because you and me talked about it, like with Maniaco. Like you get the sample and it'll feel and taste one way, but the finished product will have some some deviation. And some of the flavors now looking back, I'm not proud of. So flavor.
You're big into flavor, and I am actually the longer I've been in, the more I actually, when I drink it, I'm like, how is this flavor?
Yes.
I actually think about it. Like Panda just had that Pandemus. It was like a green apple bubble gum, dude. It was so good.
Yes.
And I was like, it was like hard not to notice. I was like, man, this tastes like drinking some juice or something.
Yeah, one of the best flavors that I've had is still the Prevail. I think that was good. That Cutler Prevail.
Oh, yeah.
It was like sour candy, right?
I was about to say that's their most popular, yeah.
It was good.
It's actually not a bad daily.
No. It's a good brand. That's another brand that's they won't sell to you. You can't resell it online.
I don't know what else he has. I just know about that. Prevail. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some proteins and stuff. So do you know about, someone asked about insights into upcoming collabs? Anything like that? Any collabs you know about?
There's a couple. I don't want to betray the trust. But there's a couple. I mean, these collabs are not going to end.
Nobody really watches this, so you can betray it.
Yeah, man, you never know, man.
Yeah.
It could be 2028 and someone's watching this and they see something. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. They got Trump, right? How long ago did he say that? You know what I'm saying? And it came out like 2 weeks before the election. That's crazy.
That's right.
But
yeah. So,
but I'll give you.
Someone asked, what's that?
I'll give you a hint though. There's some talks about dark labs. There's gonna be something.
Oh, sure.
There's gonna be something. Yeah. That's what. Yeah, there'll be something.
I didn't want to say anything, bro. I didn't want to say anything. Someone asked, they wanted to know from your perspective what it feels like to have a whole line of products and the responsibility behind that. What is that like? Is there a lot of pressure behind that? You got a good line of products now.
Yeah.
I mean,
there is some pressure, but like I started from the brand side. If we're talking about the brand side, I started from that side. So I hired like a mentor, and he kind of taught me all this stuff. Like for liability, I have my own liability insurance for the brand. I test all the products. I know what to look for, like microbials, heavy metal testing, and we have a program for finished product. So I'm not really too worried. Sometimes I'm worried. Like I try to add more information on the website and stuff, like on Nutricartel side. Like when you go to GNC, I'm envious of these people. You go to their website and like all their products, you can find the label of the product. You click on it and you see the full thing. You know what I mean? So you could read the warning, you could read the other ingredients. Everything is available for you like you're in person. That's what I'm trying to do for the Nutricartel side. But talking about Xtremis Cartel, you know, I have the insurance, and I always tell the insurance company, you know, like the heft, I showed them that formula. You know what I mean? I'm not just running it behind their back. I'm like, hey man, I'm using this. Are you sure? And they're like, yeah, it looks fine. I'm like, all right, I'm doing it, man.
Are you ever worried about you testing a product, like for the sake of you? I mean, like the reaction you're gonna have, or have you had any like pretty adverse reactions to some of these?
No, well, there was one product, but it wasn't Xtremis Cartel.
No.
But Xtremis Cartel, like, I'm never too worried. You know what I mean?
Let's talk outside of Xtremis Cartel.
Well, there was, I think you know GGH. I don't want to put it out, but there was a product in a certain flavor, a cherry limeade flavor.
Okay.
It had, yeah, that shit. And what I always do, I always tell people, hey man, start with half the full dose, anytime, right? And I followed my own advice and thank Jesus, because I tried it and I sipped it and I felt like the craziest alpha yo experience. And I only took 3 sips and it was half the serving, right?
He's not referring to what we've had together, Ari, is he?
The Assassin 6.5?
Oh,
no.
No.
There was a manufacturing error for a very popular pre-workout. You know about it, Shell. And it was spiked with like an insane amount of alpha yo per scoop by accident. And people were like going to the hospital.
Yes, people were like experiencing bad. And I didn't know what was going on. You know, I took it and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? So I stopped selling it. You know, I just took a loss on it. But like months later, you know, I heard that the owner tested that product and it claimed like, I think 2 milligrams alpha yo and there was 10.
Oh.
Something ridiculous.
I can't imagine that. But I will tell you this, Jake.
I was like, fuck that.
Rumor has it that some people specifically ask for that one still.
Probably.
Uncle Eddie told me that, man, like 6 months ago. He's like, I get people who come in the store and they want that one. Crackheads.
That's the shit that keeps me up at night. Like other people's products, and you know what I mean? Like, because I always tell people when people come in the store and they, you know, I recommend one of our products, I'm like, this is our brand, by the way. You know, I just feel like, you know, I don't want them to feel like I'm trying to push my brand or something, be sleazy. And sometimes I get on a tangent. I'm like, I test all my stuff, so I know what's in my product more than these other products. Because you even ask people where are you making your stuff at? They're like, no, it's proprietary, or yeah, I mean. It's typically a bad sign. Start of a, you know what I mean?
But you know, there's the flip side too, Jake, where like I would say like if I walked in your store, man, and you were like a cool dude and you're like, this is my house brand or whatever, like I would want to support that. You know what I mean? Like,
that actually happens more. Because I just give the disclosure out just because I'm not trying to sound sleazy or something. Because, you know, like 5-star, most of the stores, they're house brands. And a lot of times I would hear people say like, oh, they just sell their brands, like it's a bad thing. So I always try to tell people like, hey, this is our brand. But that's why I'm able to offer like Sakara.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, I respect that you want to stand behind your brand. You know what I mean? Like when a company sends me a product to review and they tell me how awesome it is, and I'm like, this guy stands behind his brand. Like he's sending it out for a review. Like he obviously wouldn't want a video on YouTube if he thought it sucked. Like he's standing behind, there's something about like standing behind your brand. And, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. And it could just be me getting in my head. You know, I do that a lot.
Well, I understand because you have a store, like maybe other brands, you don't want them to see like you pushing your own thing above theirs. Like that, like I could understand that from a perspective, like you want it to be fair, especially to them. But you know, people walk in and stuff, like I could see being like, hey, this is my house brand if you want to check it out or whatever. You know, if it were me.
So now with our sample packets, you know, I'm able, that's another cool thing about, you know, like knowing what you're doing. You know, like I've been in the business, you know, for a couple of years, so I have that sample packet support now. A lot of brands, they don't give you that sample packet support. So, you know, it gives me more flexibility with the brand, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
'Cause, dude, like I talk to you every day, dude, and I talk to Vortec from Dark Labs every day, and like because I think those are the best brands I deal with. I do it because
yeah,
I genuinely believe like that I'm want to promote and support and be part of the best that I know. You know, I mean that's why I do it. It's because I believe in it. You know, so do you say no to supplement companies?
like what?
I don't know, like people who I guess for carrying your brand, carrying their brands and stuff. Is there times where you say I'm not going to carry that?
Yeah, I'm trying to get. There's some products with ingredients that have like gotten attention,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to tell people like I can't keep carrying this product. You know,
Mm.
there's some products I've dropped um, because of that reason. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
um, and there's some brands like it has to like there has to be like some either need it fills, like maybe my store doesn't have, for example, creatine HCl, and that brand has creatine HCl, and if I pick up a brand, it's going to fill that need of creatine HCl, but I also, how we do it, I have to support that whole brand too. I want to build a good relationship, and the relationship's another thing. Like there's a brand recently that they out of nowhere just cut off. They said, hey, we don't want anybody selling our stuff on,
wow.
and yeah, but they did it in a very disrespectful way. A lot of retailers are pissed off about it. You know, so there's like more vetting I have to do because you know Steel did something like that before. When I was new, you know, coming up in the
Oh,
space.
steel, yeah, steel,
Yeah,
yeah,
they don't want
yeah.
anybody else selling their product online.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really selfish, you know, because today is the internet. Tomorrow is like these marketplaces. You know what I mean? The marketplace is the future. You know, the
Right.
internet, the e-com stores today is like what retail is of yesterday.
Mm.
Right.
If that makes sense. I'm not trying to talk
Yeah.
like Kamala, you know,
Yeah.
not trying to be
No.
unburdened by what has happened, but you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you gotta
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, like if,
This is what's it. This is what it is right now.
yeah, you have to, you know, I really have to vet brands, and there's some brands like sometimes you tell me about this brand. There's some brands you tell me, and I'm like, hey man, just let me know how it feels, because you know I don't know if there's a lot of future in this brand besides this one product. If that
Well,
makes
yeah.
sense.
There are a lot of companies who
There's a
come
review
up.
you did today of a product.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see now that one I'm like, nah, I can't, dude, I can't. You know what I mean?
That's not really a brand. That's like a
Yeah,
product.
yeah,
You know.
Mm.
That's just like a one, fly by night product. You just never hear, just
yeah,
like a shady. And I don't blame you, dude. I told Dark Labs too, dude. I'm like, yo, dude, when you make the jump and everything's kosher and clean, like I'm here to support you, dude. Like I think it's a smart direction to
yes,
go in and just clean it up. And I mean, some of the best pre's that I use are compliant, I guess, for lack of a better word, or they're just, don't have the craziness or whatever, and they freaking feel awesome without negative side effects. So like I just think it's a good direction to go in, dude. Like the stuff with the D's, those are novelty items, you know what I mean? And they're fun, for Saturday or whatever, but they're not the healthiest. And you know what I mean? Like when they're all gone, I'm not going to be mad.
yeah.
It'll be fine.
I'll
That's
be right
another.
back with you guys. I'll be right back with you guys. Continue.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing too is like what you said with Dark Labs.
Yeah.
You know, he's moving in a good direction, so I'll
Yeah.
continue to support. But like, there's one like one that had scary on it, like the name,
Mm-hmm.
one brand, scary, whatever. Um, that's just one product. Like you said, it's a fly by night brand. Those type of brands, I'm not trying to support because there's no future. I could pick it up and I'll do work putting it on the site and talking about it, but they're not going to be around that long. So that's another thing too that I have to look into.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely here to ride with people who are real brands who are doing good work
Yes.
because I believe, dude, like just like you did with El Jefe and Demonio and stuff, if you know what you're doing and you have good manufacturing, quality ingredients, and you know how to formulate something, dude, you can make amazing freaking products. I hate to use this example because I know so many people hate on it, but I know I don't even know what your opinion is on it, to be honest. But like Insane Labs, they have freaking little 5 gram scoops, dude, prop blends,
Yeah.
and I train harder. Insane Labs saw it feels better than a lot of products you and I both know that have fully efficacious doses of a 20 gram scoop, and it doesn't do what a 5 gram scoop does, of an Insane Labs product to me, just a little slapper or whatever, like there's something to be said about if you know how to properly put together a product, that it can go a long way. I mean,
and they fill a good spot in the marketplace because they're cheap. You know, this psychotic it starts at $35.
And it's 35 servings.
Yep.
So they do their own manufacturing, and they test them all, and they have a big line. And I used to hate on them, but I can't hate on them.
Yeah, me too. I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the caveman brain, man. That's like, that's being dumb. That's being ignorant, you got to understand, like, products, they serve a need for someone. There's like, you know what I mean? How we say there's another fish in the sea when a dude breaks up with a girl. Like, dude, there'll be someone for you. Same thing with pre-workout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have a opinion? Because you really made a switch, and your products are fully disclosed now.
Yes.
I mean, look, man, I never looked at your old Demonio and I was like, oh, I wish that wasn't a prop. I never cared. I mean, my opinion about prop. I just don't care. Yeah. But do you think that was do you have an opinion about prop ones personally?
I mean, I think like when I did it, it was because I was afraid, like when you're new.
Yeah.
One of the few things you have, and you could see it, like everybody like races to the top or the bottom. So every 6 months, there's like the stims are getting higher. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if you prop blended, it kind of like you're shielding yourself from being called an inferior product in a year from now. You're future proofing, essentially. That's how I looked at it. You know what I mean? Like the hef, people loved it, and you'll take it every year, and it'll still perform great, but you won't look at it different because, like, oh, this one has 500 caffeine. That one has 400 caffeine, for example. Or, oh, that has 1 milligram alpha yo. This has 3,
Right.
The blend of the ingredients make the experience, not just racing to the top of dosages. Like now we have 10 grams of citrulline. That's kind of the standard. Next year it might be 12,
I know.
3 years ago it was 6. You know what I'm saying?
In the pandemic, right? Yeah.
Yeah. In the Sicario, it's 10. I'm a victim of it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it has to stop. What are we gonna have? Pre-workout? This is gonna be a pre-workout one day, dude. This jug. It's gonna be a pre-workout, dude. It has to
Do you think there's always gonna just be like those few niche companies who are try to hold on and make those illicit underground product? Is that always gonna be there?
I think so, but it's getting harder every day. Well, not every day, but like every couple months to source the right stuff. Mm-hmm. And if they just started enforcing shit from the top down, I don't know how they do it. You know what I mean? That's the big problem is like they don't enforce enough. But if they started enforcing at the manufacturers and when ingredients come in, because people are getting product in and they're just saying it's for research. There's loopholes. If they close those loopholes up, like hordenine, they put an import ban notice. So anytime anything hordenine came in, even if you said it was for research purposes or whatever, it would get stopped. You know what I mean? And that cut the supply of hordenine big time. If they did that type of approach, instead of like every couple months how they do, you know what I mean? They have like a list of like 8 brands and maybe one manufacturer or all brands. And it's like, dude, you need to focus at the source. Because if the manufacturers don't put it together, if people can't get it into the country, it dies. That's my opinion. But there's always going to be people, and people will always lie about what's on the label too. But it's just going to be less and less.
Yeah, I hate that, the lying about what's on the label. That's the worst thing for me. Like, I genuinely don't like using my platform to promote products where they lie to you about what's in it.
Yeah.
If you have something in it that's gray area or whatever, and you're telling me what I'm ingesting, that's one thing. But to just lie to you, like an Excelsior kind of thing, just straight up lie to you,
Yeah.
I've always found that really not a good thing to promote. I just
Mm.
didn't, it just doesn't, it's like, dude, don't lie to people about what they're putting. Because maybe like you and I know, and the people on Reddit or whatever, but somebody might not, you
Yeah.
know, they might look at that label and think they're really getting those ingredients and take it and have a bad reaction or something. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, that's not a good practice to me, you know, but I know it happens, but we got to have boundaries somewhere, man. So where do you see the store going? You just trying to keep growing it?
Yeah, we were talking about trying to open a second store, but I'm really trying to focus. I think it's not a good move. It's kind of like what I was saying, like because like from a business end, it looks better to have like more real estate, like two
Mhm.
stores, because a lot of brands, they don't really, like I said, the old heads, they have like old school mentality. They don't see it like, oh, this guy's moving a lot of product online, or you know what I mean, or he's building this big community online or whatever. They just see like, oh, it's just one store and a website.
Do you, if you were to open a second store, is your inclination to open it near the first one somewhere, or somewhere out of state, or what?
Yeah, that was the thought process. Within 20 minutes, 25
Okay.
minutes from this store,
Yeah.
so we could practice it. I mean, there's a low risk. I mean, they sent me a draft of the lease, and I have to decide
Mhm.
this weekend.
Oh,
Um, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The lease would start September 1st, but like, I'm trying to. It's just a lot going on, because like, I try to, improve the website,
Right.
actively trying to improve, like giving, like if you look at Xtremis Cartel products, if you look at After Dark, you'll see a bunch of information that's really nowhere. Like what are the warnings on the label, suggested use. You'll see the other ingredients of each flavor. I'm trying to give, and like reviews, like I put the homies up there. You'll like it's encyclopedia of that product. The only thing which will come next year is like test results for a product. Like, is
Mm.
this brand third party tested? What do they test for? Post
Mhm.
a screenshot of like a test result, for the lot. But that'll be in the future. But there's a lot going on. I'm trying to improve our employee program because like employees come and go. So I'm trying to, employ them, trying to be like more than just an employer, like a leader too.
Right.
It's just a lot going on. But long story short, to open that store, I would need to get another employee in here.
Mm.
And it's kind of tough to find a quality person and then to train them, because like when someone comes in store, it's a different, you know what I mean, if you want to all the sales places, you gotta have a process.
Well, I was just gonna say, if to open a second location, you really need people you can trust.
That too, yeah.
I mean, that's a big part of it. And when you're not able to attend constantly to it, I
Yes.
mean, you need people you can trust there.
Yeah, and now it's like, well, if I put someone that I trust here that's really good, that I know there's two people here that are really good at what they do, but it's
Mm.
like I also take away from the main source of income, like providing good service to people online and
Mm.
shipping fast, you know what I mean? I
Mhm.
take away from that to try to open this other store.
What
But
percent of your business is online?
I'd probably say like 70 or more.
70 or more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
70 or more, like 80,
So,
70, 80. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So it kind of doesn't, when I talk about it in my head out loud, it doesn't really make sense
Right.
right now to open a second store. But I do want to get to that point where there's like, and find a way how to, utilize the community where it all
Yeah.
jives together. Like you have the community in Byron, Georgia that, looks good online too. The people of the world can see Byron, Georgia, stuff like that. But just not there yet.
Do people who come in store use codes or discounts or something like that in order, because online, of course, you
That's a
have,
good question.
but
Yeah.
in person?
And that's something, because when you go to the website or if you like watch a video, a lot of times you'll get 15% off. So I give everyone in store automatic 15% off because I don't want
Nice.
them. I wouldn't want them. Some people see it as weird, but I wouldn't want, like, let's say you bought from me. I don't want you to go out of pocket to support me, or I don't want to charge you more than you would go elsewhere. So
Right.
if I'm giving everyone 15% off through different ways, You know, and if you bought it from the store at full price and then you go to my website and you see a discount code, I don't want you to be salty. So I give everyone 15% off, and if you're like law enforcement or military, I give 20.
Gotcha.
It's nice. Did anybody ever come in and say they saw a Garage Gym Homie video?
Well, there's actually a couple people that talk about you. They're
Really?
like, one guy refers to you as the muscle guy, the guy that. And I'm like, oh, you mean GGH? He's like, oh yeah, he was just talking about that the guy that talks without his shirt, the muscle. I was like, you mean GGH, the Garage Gym Homie? He's like, yeah.
It's funny because a lot of the supplement reviewers aren't necessarily known for having physiques or muscular builds or anything like that.
True.
They like to take down the products and review them. Yeah.
I guess there's an appeal to both. Like I could see that, like me working on my physique and stuff gives me some credibility with the supplements, and then I could see like having somebody who doesn't have isn't a bodybuilder or whatever, just kind of has an appeal to a regular person, who just like a new gym dude. I guess there's a space for all of it. I've reviewed more supplements now than anybody on the internet. I have over 500 pre-workout reviews, just pre-workouts, and I have 1,600 supplement reviews. It's every day, man.
Bro, yeah, that's what I was about to say. You're like the most consistent. And that is like really hard because, I try to put myself in your shoes. When we talk about like, because I know you get a lot of stuff, but it's like some of the stuff you get is like from these fly-by-night brands. And I think like,
try not to. I'm trying. That's why I try and really.
No, I get it. And sometimes I think like, well, how can I expect him to not review that product if he has this kind of tempo of reviewing one a day?
He started to say, hey, why don't you take this and let me know how it is? And if you like it, I'll take it. I'm like, what are you trying? Not doing that anymore.
I did that I gave Shelby that, the one I reviewed today, Jake. I was like, here's the pill. I want you to try this. And a few samples and stuff like, he gets the samples first and stuff.
I'm done.
He's done with samples.
Done with them. Yep.
Jake, what do you find as we wrap up here, like as we go toward, what do you find that some of your most like legit or worthy supplement companies are? What are the brands you really like respect or look up to? And I could tell you mine and Shelby, yours too. This was a question for all of us.
I would say Rise.
Rise. I didn't expect it.
I mean, they didn't start that long ago. You know what I mean?
Great marketing.
Yeah, that guy, he probably had some connections.
Great flavors.
And that's where I think like his rise to fame, you know what I mean? Like the flavors, and then he had Conor McGregor. Let's see, Ecovision is another one. That guy also started from nothing. You know what I mean?
What do you like about Ecovision?
Well, he built a community, He built a community, and like, for example, you see all these brands, like Hostel, they got bodybuilders, that guy, he started with nothing, He was just from India. If it's wrong, Bangladesh, I think. I don't know if that's a part of India, if that's like close to India.
Right.
But he's from that region, that area. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he wasn't a muscle guy, like, that's why I tell people, I'm like, dude, I didn't have a following. I'm not a bodybuilder. You know what I mean? Like, I got to depend on other ways to connect with an audience.
Mm-hmm.
So those people, let me see. Let me think. I mean, those are the ones that come to mind. Apollon, because I know the guy. He tries really hard.
He has a lot of products now. They do have they put out a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot of work to do, like, I know what he has to go through, and I respect that he has the stamina to do all that, because I get really tired. We don't want to leak it yet, but there's something we're working on, and that shit is tiring. You know what I mean? Back and forth, and going from one manufacturer to another, and there's just
Yeah.
So I respect that. Those are the people that come to my mind.
Shelby?
I mean, I like Dark Labz a lot.
Yes, Dark Labz, yes.
Whenever I think of like a big hitter and having like one of the best feelings throughout my day, it's gonna a lot of it's a Dark Labz product. But I've had so many, and Ari knows the ones that I've probably taken more than I do, and taken and just loved and have given him good reception on. And I don't pay attention to all the names because I pretty much just use him as my dealer and say, hey, give me something good this week. So, yeah, you got a better idea than I do, Ari.
So, some of mine I really like. Xtremis, Dark Labz. Those are the two that I really spent a lot of time promoting. I love the brand Panda's built.
Yes.
I think they built incredible marketing and just a huge line of supplements. Huge supplements is another one. And I love Transparent Labz. I think as far as the just the clean kind of approach, and they're constantly putting out product. They're simple, they're well dosed, it seems, and they figured out if you want that, like without the sucralose kind of stuff, they have their flavors down. I just think they have a really big line.
Yeah.
And they are a really good brand. Apparel does a great job too. I think it's funny, they got all those hardcore pre's. I think Desperado is my favorite formula of theirs. It was like something I could really, it was like, that was a really nice daily they came out with that you could use over and over. There's a lot of great brands, dude. There's a lot of really, really solid products out there. But when I think of it, like those few I named, like, have so many products in their line. Like Panda just has so many runs of different, and the branding and marketing is really good too. Yeah.
Now the question was, which ones from a business perspective I look up to? That's the one because I love those guys too.
Oh yeah. Oh, from a business perspective, yeah.
Dark Labz, I probably have the tightest relationship. Dark Labz and Pollen. Dark Labz.
He's just a good dude. He's easy to talk. He's just a good guy. Yeah. It's easy guy to work with, and
it's difficult.
I love to see him go in that direction where he just, I know people are going to complain, and people always complain, dude. Like, there is no way. I've just accepted that as a reviewer, and as seeing people always complain no matter what. You cannot satisfy everybody. Have you accepted that as a brand owner?
Yeah, I mean, I accepted a long time ago. That's why I did started the Nutricartel. Because, I wanted to have something for everyone. I understood that, like, one product, even though you think is the best, it's not the best for, everyone. So that's where I pride myself in the Nutricartel.
Yeah. Do you often, and this is a serious question because I've never asked you this, do you get people who have told you they bought stuff off my reviews that they felt misled or anything?
Maybe once or twice, but it's rare. It's very rare.
Yeah. Most of the reception I get are people agree with the experience I have. I've been really fortunate that people generally 99.9% of the time say I bought that pre and it was exactly what you said or whatever.
Yeah, I've never heard. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 from Juiced. 1 or 2 from Juiced.
Juiced was very inconsistent.
Yeah. That was pretty much it.
That might have been the craziest pre I've ever had, maybe.
It was pretty crazy. Yeah, I took it too. There's actually one guy in the store. I'll tell you this. There's one guy that comes here. His name is Sam. This guy is insane. He took Juiced, and I was like, he's a crackhead, next level. And I was like, here, take this. They did something to him in the Marine Corps, man. I don't know. But he came back the next day, and I was like, hey, how was that pre? I was like, it fucked you up, huh? He's like, no, I didn't feel anything. I was like, what do you mean you didn't feel anything, dude? Me and my employee, I was like, what the fuck do you mean? He's like, that could have been a sleep aid, bro. I was like, there's no way.
No.
But he likes Barbarian.
Yeah, you didn't like that one.
No, that one's too aggressive. The heart, man. I got to preserve this thing.
Terrible taste, but it hits.
Yeah. Oh, the first batch, yeah. The taste was a little. No,
that shit was rough. The first batch, that shit was rough.
Yeah. Well, anything else we got? When are you coming out with Xtremis Cartel apparel? Someone asked.
Oh, I think I know who that was.
I don't know who. I don't even remember.
He asked me this before, and he asked me this today too.
Uh-huh.
He told me, "Hey, you need hats in a yeah." So I'm trying to find a reliable vendor because I think you've done custom shirts before. Pretty much, you buy it from like the old shirts we bought from Next Level. I'm trying to find a good quality because these I got done in China. But the problem is like the cost to make these were like $18, and then like to ship it and stuff. So people, and it's 100% cotton. It's good like maybe for the first 3 months you wear it, but I've noticed what I mean, like it starts to get like harder consistency, and I'm just looking for like better quality, more accessible apparel. You know what I mean? I don't want to just make tank tops that are like shitty. So I'm trying to buy like 1,000 blank apparel of good quality and then just print like different designs, but I haven't found one yet. I'm also not really looking, so if you got a recommendation.
My favorite tank was that Tonificare that you gave me, Ari, and that I don't know what material that is, but
do you know that brand, Jake? Tonificare?
Yes, I've heard of them.
Yeah, they just posted that they're gonna have they're coming out with new stuff. Jake, do you have a supplement regimen? Do you use stuff consistently, daily, or anything?
Right now, I use a pre-workout. That shit's like gospel. You know what I mean? If I don't take it, the world's gonna explode. I do. What else do I do, man? I'm thinking.
Are you on creatine?
I try, but I'm not consistent. Yeah. I'm a mess, man. I tell people to do it.
Who knows how much it does anyway?
Yeah, I tell people to take it. I'm like, I'm the biggest asshole because I'm inconsistent. But I'll take macho. I'll take macho every day. Right now, I'm doing 4 pills.
That's your test booster.
Yes. Yeah, that's the only one. I'm honest to God, man. I'm not trying to hype it up. That's the only one where I get drive. You know, and I don't have. I want to get tested for. That's why I'm trying to wake up earlier, because on the base I'm covered by the VA. You have to show up before 12. They won't accept you because that's when like the male's test is the highest, before 12 a.m. I mean 12 p.m. So they won't take you after. So once I wake up early enough to do that shit, I want to test my levels. But last year I tested it was like at 600. So it's a little low, but it's not terrible. They consider it average.
Right.
But macho is the only thing that when I take a test booster that I get drive. It's
you get drive after taking it for
like 2 weeks,
a couple weeks. You feel better.
I'll feel drive and motivated and overall like better. So I'm taking that, and then I'm taking the natural too, the natural muscle builder, just to experiment on myself. I've experienced like some faster recovery. I've also been more consistent working out now, so getting back into it.
That's good.
Oh, I also take a GDA, core load.
Glucose disposal agent. Glucose disposal agent, and you take that with your biggest meals.
You're supposed to, but I just take it when I take it.
You just take it, and it's supposed to shuttle carbs to the right, better places, to put them toward good use, theoretically.
Yeah, theoretically. Yeah, help with like blood sugar.
Yeah.
And some other things. So.
Yeah.
I'm also cleaning up my diet. My diet's also. I'm a very inconsistent person. I eat like an asshole. I wasn't working out 100%, but I'm getting better at it. But the GDAs, man, they do make I do feel a difference. Like the other night, my wife will also, we'll feed off each other. Like, oh, what if we eat this? And we're like, yeah, let's eat it, and we feed off each other, And I took a GDA and I forgot what I ate. Oh, cookies. I made cookies. And I felt like shit at first, but then I felt better. So I think the GDAs, they do something for sure. I think they do something for sure.
People swear by them if they're used the right way. I mean, some people swear by them. I mean, obviously they don't obliterate the cheat meal you just ate.
No.
Supposedly they do help put some of it to better use in the body, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. Well, hey, what do you think the future of us looks like, man? We're going to do a lot of work.
Yes. I mean, people are going to be excited in 6 weeks. When you're ready, when everyone's ready. And you got to try the new samples, by the way, Shelby. I know you were disappointed at one point.
I'll mess with the samples if you're standing by them.
Yeah, GGH reamed me out, man. I was like, damn. Dude.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, you're not my friend anymore. I was like, dude, I'm
I
sorry.
get a text from my brother. He's telling
He
me,
fought for you,
"Hey
man.
man, you
Oh,
screwed up." He's like, "You just ruined my chest day. I feel
right,
nothing."
right.
I was
I'm
like,
like,
bro, it was your
"Jake,
brother.
bro,
It
did
wasn't
you
you.
really
Relax,
take
man.
that sample? Because my brother's not a crackhead."
Yes.
Right.
So
That's right.
yes.
Now I
Yeah. But
All
these
right.
people will be excited for it. I'm really
Yeah.
excited to launch
I'll take it on a calf day just to make sure that we're just the day I hit calves.
I got you.
Yeah. Well,
Nah.
Jake, I want to tell you, man, I really freaking enjoy working with you, man. Like having a relationship with you and working alongside and communicating with you like super easily. You're freaking, dude, you're so easy for me to work with because my viewers, you don't see, Jake, behind the scenes how many people hit me up under, low key and Instagram and stuff and ask for recommendations. And you're having your store there and stuff, makes it just so easy because I can recommend all the supplements that I personally love from Stim Junkie to Daily to Health to this and that, and they can get it all, man. And I've never had a complaint. I've had one guy hit me up and say, uh, Jake never sent me my supplements, and it turned out he had no freaking funds on his credit card. Like
Yeah, that's right.
everybody says the shipping is quick. You put in free samples a lot with your stuff. They love that you throw in freebies and all sorts of stuff, and it's just a great freaking service, dude. And then I get, my little commission, and which is just a blessing, dude. It's such a I never started the channel thinking I could make $1, and I work hard, man. I work freaking hard, dude. I don't
Yes.
need to hide or pretend that I make nothing off doing this. It's a really nice thing that people are able to use my code and support me too. And it's a blessing, dude. So working with you I swear, I mean it. It's been a game changer for me, dude. It really has.
I think, man, you working with us, man, is magic. I'll be honest, because it helps us a lot too, and I just try every day to be the best partner for you. So when I try to get all these brands in, and like I said, work on the shipping, I'm trying to be your best partner too. That's not only to be the best solution for the customer, but also to be GGH's best partner.
I appreciate it,
You know,
man. I
and I'm sorry
appreciate
I moved. My phone was at 1%, so I didn't want it to
Oh, no,
die.
that's good, man. Perfect time, man. So everybody, man, please leave a comment. Tell us what you think of the podcast. Freaking hit the like button. We would love your feedback, man. We covered a lot of topics. Anything else, guys?
No, man. I need a discount code to your site. Shall be 50 is a good one. So we'll do that.
All right, I'll hook it up, man.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. No, pleasure.
All right, here we go. Let's get this dang muscle. Thank you all for watching.